Hey YouTube, Rico Knows here. Apparently aliens abducted me on my last video and the audio was something wild. Okay, so let's talk about it. First and foremost, Rashad Amos apparently is leaving Colorado, or at least no longer committing to Colorado and heading to Ole Miss. First thing I'll say is, I told you he wasn't that great, okay? He's not that great at decision making. I don't think he's special. And the most consistent thing about young men in this world is they're incredibly inconsistent, right? So they change their mind all the time. Ask any girl out there trying to date these dudes. All right, so he's moving on and he's going to Ole Miss. Congrats. Go to Ole Miss, be the third running back. It's not a big deal. Ole Miss did this last year with Jam Griffin, just grabbing an extra insurance piece. You're going to Ole Miss. You'll get paid. You won't be developed. You won't see any playing time, really. And if you do, then congratulations. But I want to say this about Colorado's running back room. First and foremost, you can't handle losses like this. This is the third 1,000-yard rusher, essentially, you've lost this offseason. Losing Rashad Amos, losing Alton McCaskill IV, losing, what's-his-face from Jackson State. His name escapes me right now. How is that possible? Savion Wilkerson. Oh, my goodness. I have a lot going on over here, guys. I apologize. So you lose three guys who are capable of rushing for 1,000 yards at the FBS level, and you replace it with nothing at this point. So the option is to move forward. You have a once walk-on, now has a scholarship running back, right? You have a young man you believe in Charlie Offerdahl. Congratulations. You have a true freshman coming in like Michael Welch. You have another freshman in Brandon Hood. And people are excited about the possibilities of these young men. Here's what I want to tell you guys. I was just studying Wisconsin's running back room. Wisconsin, okay? Just a team out there, one of the better teams, but just a guy, an 8-win team caliber, 8-win caliber team. The running backs at Wisconsin are so much better than anything Colorado has. It's night and day. They literally have three freshmen coming in, and two of them are NFL caliber, and they look amazing. They got a third guy coming in, and guess what? None of those guys are in the two deep. None of them. I hope they do get there. I think every team signs a couple of running backs every recruiting class, and you hope they get there. But you're not in the two deep, bro. We got guys on the team better than those guys. Unfortunately, Colorado does not have that kind of depth. You're going to go into a season with true freshmen in your two deep, with true freshmen in the rotation, and that is a scary premise at a lot of schools. Now, I will say this. There are 5-stars that do it. There are some guys that do it at certain schools. There's miracles happening. It should not be happening at a 4-win team. A 4-win team should not be having turnovers like this. And I'm saying turnovers. I'm talking about the turnover and attrition to the running back room. This is bad, okay? I see Colorado fans all over the place saying, oh, we got this, don't worry about it, it's okay, we're going to handle this. Listen, these guys don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. These are the same guys that started arguing with me online when I was negative of Rashad Amos's production or inability to actually play the position. I look at this guy, I'm like, yeah, his best game was in the rain when no one else could tackle. It didn't move me at all. I watch tape. I see this man missing all kinds of pass protection responsibilities, not knowing where to line up when the quarterback does an audible. The quarterback keeps telling him to move because he doesn't know where to go. He doesn't know the playbook. That's why he wasn't starting to start the season. This is real, okay? So I pay attention to stuff like this. I'm watching film. I'm not impressed with this young man. Congratulations to him. But Colorado, you can't even afford to lose this guy. Because who are you going to get? Like, you can't just go into the season with these freshmen and you're too deep. You can't. I know a lot of you guys think that that's the way it's going to go down, that you're not ready in those moments. In those pivotal moments, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, in those pivotal moments, you need players will hold on to the ball, will make the play, will not fumble, and that comes with muscle memory. That comes with years of experience. That doesn't come your first year in college football. It doesn't. That's why we see freshmen fumble all the time or drop a pass when it really matters. You need that seniority for that. You need that veteran, that grizzled veteran. So, who's left in the transfer portal? I went down the list and I was talking about it in the previous video, and I don't want to discourage anyone, but these are some recruits out here. It's no different from some of the freshmen you have coming in. They're just recruiting misses. So when you start seeing Power 5 programs and a 3-star, it's like, yeah, you're going to be evaluating that same player like any of your signings from your recruiting class. That's equivalent to what they are. They just lifted weights in another place for a year. It's no big deal. So sometimes they're not better than the players on your team. So don't get excited just by the school they're associated with. Those schools tend to evaluate talent different from you. They might be more accurate. They might have more advantages. But it's just another player, man. Star Thomas, shout out to him going to Cal. I'm impressed that he even qualified to go to Cal. Cal Berkeley's a hell of a degree, a hell of an academic institution. So I wanted to say he was a JUCO guy. To see him going to Cal really surprises me. But he's a New Mexico State running back, and we watch New Mexico State every single game. Shout out to the MVPs. I live stream every single game. I never once thought Star Thomas was an FBS Power 4 caliber running back, ever. He just looked kind of slow, get you some extra yards. I was more impressed with Diego Pavia, and that's the quarterback, okay? And he had more rushing yards than Star Thomas as well. Brandon Campbell going to UMass, not a big deal. So Savion Red feels like a Colorado caliber running back, but he's a goal line guy. He's going to just punch it in and do that thing. You'll get excited. We go to Texas running back. Yeah, he didn't really play at Texas, so is he a Texas running back? He's just a guy that spent some time there. John Emery Jr., former 5-star, seems like Colorado caliber. I don't know what his grades are, his character, any of that stuff. I can just tell you that is a talented running back, and, he's good for a year or two. I thought Berger committed to where did he commit to? Minnesota? I thought he committed to, maybe it was somebody else. I got one of them backwards. That's on me. DeMarcus Bowman, former 5-star kid, didn't work out at UCF, didn't work out at Maryland, I believe, if I remember the transfers correctly. Don't touch Trey Bradford. He's an explosive athlete, an amazing one, but he's been kicked out of school like 3 times, academically ineligible, a lot of character issues, and just left North Texas. I don't think he should be playing. I don't think he's a student athlete. So there's that there. Kamara Edmonds, I think it's a recruiting miss. They just went a little too high on him. I don't know anything bad about Riscano. So anybody sitting in the portal right now still waiting for their opportunity, I don't know of anything negative. I just know that he got passed on the depth chart and they were getting a bunch of guys. He's a good back, good size. Always looks like a good kid on tape to me. That one intrigues me. Cody Brown intrigues me. Former Parkview star here in Georgia. Their colors are like Clemson, right? They're orange and everything. He went to Tennessee. I think he went to Miami and then Virginia. He still hasn't panned out anywhere. I think he needs to be realistic and go to Mercer, but it is what it is. Not impressed with some of these other guys. Isaiah Newell, decent guy. You're at Oregon State. It was 4th string last year. Jaden Nixon, I told you guys 2 years ago. I made a TikTok video 2 years ago about Jaden Nixon. Somebody said, Rico, can you tell me what you think about Jaden Nixon? I said, guys, I turned on the tape. He doesn't look like a natural running back. I have the video. The receipts are there on TikTok. It's beautiful. I love it. I said, he doesn't look like a natural running back. I was looking at the running back room, though. There's a guy that nobody knows about, and I think he's an NFL running back. After watching film, I'm convinced this guy, Ollie Gordon, I think he's going to be a star someday. It's exactly what I said 2 years ago. Yeah, I have the videos to prove it. But I told you Jaden Nixon wasn't him. I think he has a tough time making it in the FBS. He's fast. He's not a good FBS caliber running back. He struggles with a lot of the natural things running backs are expected to do. But I thought he was going to end up at UMass. And that's kind of surprising that he's still in the portal. Let me see. The list repeated itself. I don't really see anybody else worth talking about. Barbarian's there. Prime's there. Yep. Jaden Bailey. Damian Moore. Got injured. He was initially at Cal and then transferred to Fresno State. I don't know what's happening with him. Probably belongs in the Big Sky. Jay Ducker, stud. I like this little guy, but he's 5'9", 195. I don't think Colorado's interested, but he's so good, man. That's a good running back. Used to play at Northern Illinois, transferred to Memphis. I still like him. When I watch him on tape, he pops. Frank Peasant does not pop on tape. Yes, he was a starting running back at Middle Tennessee State, but by the middle of the year, he was no longer getting starter reps. He was still getting the starter series, but he wasn't getting the rest of the reps, and he was just kind of being phased out, and here he is in the portal with nowhere to go. Let's see. Very slim pickings the rest of the way. Franklin, shout out to you. Don't really move me, bruh. Gonna keep going. Yep. Faison went back to Utah State. He'll be the starting running back. This is a very good player. This would have been a great get. Him and Devon Booth flipping time, splitting time. There was another running back. There's 3 running backs at Utah State last year. Pretty good. Kashawn Wicks stands out on tape. He does. Leaving ODU, he stands out on tape. I wonder where he lands. That's a decent player. O'Shawn Allison, when I watched him, that looked like a good MAC running back. I know he's only 5'9", 211, but he was the backup running back to Say Bangora out of Ohio, and he looked good when he got in. I think weeks 2 and 3, he really got a lot of playing time. I was impressed with him. We'll keep going. A lot of tough names. Dominic Thomas, former walk-on to Clemson. Oh, I'm going to walk on to Clemson. I could play there. Sure you can, buddy. You can't. Couldn't play at Clemson. Transferred to Georgia State this offseason. And you transfer to Georgia State, had a bunch of FBS offers. But you get to Georgia State, you show up and you realize, oh my God, they got Freddie Brock? That dude's great. And so you're back in the portal and don't have a home anymore. We'll see what happens. Van Shield, you already have this guy, right? You already have a former walk-on who kind of earned his way into the field, was the leading rusher at Colorado State last year, couldn't play football. He's not a bad player, but you already have him. So I don't know where Colorado's answers are. It doesn't look like the transfer portal, and it looks like slim pickings, bro. It's a rough day to be Colorado. All I can tell you is you woke up this morning, you were one way, and now you're not as good. You did not get better today. And that's a fact. And all the Colorado fans who attacked me when I was saying Rashad Amos ain't that good, all you guys going to die on that mountain and that hill defending and saying how good he is and how great, we just got a beast and all this shit. Well, you just lost a beast then, right? Act the same way. Keep that same energy. Don't flip. You just lost a beast. Come on now. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows.